What if I told you that one conversation, one quiet moment behind the scenes, completely changed the future of Chase Elliott's NASCAR career? Because that's exactly what happened. Dale Earnhardt Jr. just broke his silence. And what he revealed about Chase's move to the number 9 car, yeah, it wasn't just some simple number swap. It was a calculated, emotional play that involved legacy, pressure, and one of the most respected names in the sport stepping in to make sure it all happened. And the best part? Chase never even asked for it. Let me explain. When Chase Elliott joined Hendrick Motorsports in 2016, he stepped into a storm. He didn't get the number 9, the car his father Bill Elliott made famous. He got Jeff Gordon's car, the number 24. Think about that for a second. You're a rookie, and you're handed the keys to one of the most iconic cars in NASCAR history. Jeff Gordon, 4-time champion, 93 career wins, a legend. Now that number was yours. No pressure, right? And while fans were excited, there was always this quiet whisper, why isn't Chase in the number 9? Well, now we know. In a recent podcast episode, Dale Earnhardt Jr. revealed the truth. He saw it. He knew it. Chase wanted that number, but Chase wasn't saying a word. Why? Because Chase Elliott is the kind of guy who doesn't make waves. He respects the people around him, maybe too much. Dale Jr. remembered the moment like it was yesterday. He said, I went to Chase and I just said, hey man, if you wanted to change, you better do it soon. You're building some equity with this 24, but it's not too late to change and it not be an awkward thing. At first, Chase brushed it off. He said, oh no, I ain't going to ask for that. I'm okay. But Dale Jr. wasn't convinced. Well, would you want to? He asked. Chase paused, then admitted, yeah, I would, but I'm okay. And that's all Dale Jr. needed to hear. He didn't wait. He walked straight into Rick Hendrick's office, the man who owns the whole team, and made his case. Dale Jr. told him, I got an idea that I think would be a pretty big deal. He laid it out. The number 9 is more than just a number. It's a symbol, a legacy. Bill Elliott won 36 races and the 1988 championship in that car. Every fan who sees the number 9 thinks of the Elliott name. So putting Chase in that car, that would give fans goosebumps. But there was a complication. The number 24 wasn't just any number either. Jeff Gordon's legacy was deeply tied to it, and Rick Hendrick cared about protecting that legacy. That's when Dale Jr. brought out his second pitch. He reminded Hendrick that a young talent, William Byron, was about to join the team. Byron was a rising star, and he could carry the 24 into the next generation while Chase took back his family number. Dale Jr. said it plain. Rick, this would be insane. The fans would love this. And Rick Hendrick? He didn't even hesitate. I'd be fine with that, he told Dale. But even with the boss on board, there was still one final hurdle. Richard Petty. See, Petty's team still owned the rights to the number 9. They weren't using it, but they still had the claim. That meant Chase couldn't just take it. He needed permission from the king himself. Luckily, Richard Petty understood the moment. He saw what this meant, not just for Chase, but for the fans, for the legacy, for the sport. He gave his blessing, and just like that, it all came together. Dale Jr. called Chase back and gave him the news. He was getting the number 9, the number his dad made famous, the number he always dreamed of driving. And Chase? He didn't even ask for it. That says everything you need to know about the kind of person Chase Elliott is. He had the chance to chase history, and instead, he kept his head down, focused on the team, and waited. It took someone else, someone like Dale Jr., to make it happen. And what happened next? That's where this story gets even better. After the switch, everything changed. Chase Elliott finally stepped into the number 9 car at the start of the 2018 season. It didn't take long for the impact to show. His first career win came later that same year at Watkins Glen, and from that moment on, it was like something clicked. That number wasn't just a number anymore. It became an extension of who Chase Elliott is, a driver built on family pride, pressure, and persistence. And it all happened because Dale Earnhardt Jr. saw what Chase wouldn't say out loud. Since that moment, Chase has racked up 20 Cup Series victories, including the biggest one of all, the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series Championship. That win made him the second youngest champion in history, the kind of full-circle moment that only NASCAR can deliver. A son taking his father's number back to the top of the mountain, a legacy reborn. But the story doesn't stop there. William Byron, the other half of this number swap, went on to do exactly what Dale Jr. predicted. He made the 24 his own, 15 wins, over 100 top 10 finishes. He didn't crumble under the pressure of filling Jeff Gordon's shoes. He laced them up and ran with them. This wasn't just a win for Chase, it was a win for the entire sport. And it all started because Dale Earnhardt Jr. dared to speak up for someone who wouldn't. Fast forward to now, 2025, and Chase Elliott? He's still in the fight. Currently sitting 7th in the playoff standings with 3,130 points, he's clawed his way back into championship contention. This season, he broke a nasty winless streak that had followed him for nearly a year. The breakthrough came at Atlanta, his home track no less. That victory locked him into the playoffs and silenced a lot of doubters. 14 top 10 finishes, 8 top 5s. Not bad at all, but not everyone's convinced. On his podcast, Dale Jr. made a surprising statement. Despite all of Chase's consistency, Dale said he doesn't think Chase will make it past the round of 12. Why? Not because of the stats, but because of the vibe, the energy, the look in his eyes. Dale said it best. Chase has been quietly doing this, and it's hard to tell where his confidence really is. Let's be clear. On paper, Chase should be fine. At tracks like Kansas and the Charlotte Roval, he's got strong numbers. A 10.4 average finish at Kansas, 2 wins and a 7.7 average at the Roval. Those are elite numbers. But then you look at what's happened in the last few weeks. A lone top 5 at Gateway, a 17th place finish at Darlington, a brutal 38th at Bristol. That's not the form of someone steamrolling toward another title, and that brings us to Chase's own words. What he said earlier this year during a podcast interview with Dale Jr. When talking about getting through that painful winless stretch, Chase said, "We've just been doing this long enough to know like it all kind of starts and ends with us. We have to make sure we're doing our part, and I'm doing my part and just bringing everything I can possibly bring every single week. No excuses, no finger pointing, just ownership." He also highlighted what really makes his team work. It's the honest conversations that we have on Monday mornings that are either going to make us better or make us fail. All of the pieces of the puzzle are there. We're working on the right things. It's that mindset, the willingness to dig deep, to look in the mirror, that's always separated Chase Elliott from the rest. And yet, there's still that doubt. That lingering question Dale Jr. brought up. Will Chase break through again? Or will this be another season of almost? Because if we're being honest, the pressure on Chase Elliott is unlike anyone else on the grid. He's not just racing for trophies. He's racing to carry a name, a number, a legacy. And now, he's also racing to prove that lightning can strike twice. It's poetic in a way. That Dale Jr., a man who lived in the shadow of a racing legend himself, would be the one to help Chase break free and find his own path. He saw something in Chase that reminded him of his own story. And here we are, nearly a decade later, still watching it unfold. So let me ask you this. Do you think Dale Jr. was right? Did Chase need that push to unlock his true potential? Or is there still another level Chase hasn't reached yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story, it's far from over.